here with my very first ever plane, and I've watched 4 or 5 videos, and they all say the same thing. First order of business is I need to get or ensure the foot is smooth, and we do that by putting some Sharpie marker, making sure the blade is out of the way. Do a few passes on a known flat surface, which is like glass or granite, and then we look at it and see where it's, so it's back here, and now we're just supposed to keep going until this is smooth. Okay, I'm going to save you a lot of grief. I'm going to pause this right now. I'm going to get a couple sheets of this, so I have a longer stroke, and I'm going to go to 80. Okay, apparently this is going to be a while. Stay tuned. The only thing I would say is I think it would be prudent to just get like a belt. So I'm going to tape these together from the back and the underside so they stay together and don't bunch up. Hopefully that'll work.
You helping? Yeah.
It's always good to be supervised. See, it's coming down. I can still see some in here and in the center, but the heel and the very toe seem to be good. I assume that the more expensive of a hand plane that you buy, the less of a problem this is, I would like to think. They said you can turn an inexpensive wood plane into a nicely workable unit. Not ever going to be the same caliber as a high-end one, but it will do the job. And for me, I don't have a lot of wood planing requirements, and this showed up only because of that darn Flamingo. We are now on our second set of paper. Four sheets of 80 grit. You can see it's very polished here. Boy, that comes out, coming on quite a bit on the top. What I understand is here forward and like here back is the part that matters most. Well, it's been about half an hour, and we're pretty smooth right up to the mouth, and we're pretty smooth at the heel. So I'm going to switch to 120 now and just keep going. But my understanding is this section is of the utmost importance because it's the one that's kind of setting the stage for everything else. So if I get this cleaned up, this clearly means that there's a bit of a scoop in the center here, between here and here. There's a bit of a scoop, and apparently that is normal on cheap planes, but not a deal breaker as long as I'm smooth at the front and the back. I don't know if that's right or wrong. First plane, first time, but going with what the interweb is teaching me. So switch it up to 120 now. You can see I went away from these two pieces. I think the center was where the two pieces came together was causing an anomaly. So I just went back with the short one. If I had done this before, I'd have bought an 80 grit belt pack and 120 grit belt pack and just cut it so I had long solid runs without a seam. But live and learn. If you have one of these on your future, buy a belt. Now this is working ever so slowly. All right. Whew. I don't even know how much time it's been. It feels like it's been forever. So I'm smooth here, smooth at the heel. My goal was to get up to the shoe. That's 120. I'm gonna go clean it. Then they said, give it a good cleaning, oil it, wipe the excess oil off, and then use some candle wax on the bottom. It helps smooth it, so I'll do that. And then I'll just work on the blade and make sure it's sharp. All right, I tried it on a test board. Then I tried this side of the Flamingo, came out pretty good. One weird spot there. I could keep pointing until it's gone, but I'm not going to. Start working on this side. I think my chip breaker might need adjustment because I have to dump it once in a while. But kind of a weird shape, so I just created a couple blocks to push up against. So it's not super tight in there. All right, boys and girls, just the follow-up now. So I had planed this smooth, I'd planed the one side of this board, wood glued, clamped, extra weight. Now we're gonna do a little check and see how it held up. First rule of Fight Club is don't lose your head. Thankfully, I didn't have that glued on. But this appears to be solid. And in true fashion, I did create a little bit of an obstacle. We'll have to do things a little creative. My immediate thinking was, when I initially did this up, was that I would just throw it on the bandsaw sideways like this and chop. But as you can see, my little Shopmaster bandsaw that I have doesn't have big enough throat to actually cut a piece this big, so I'll be doing it by hand.